should not pass away last year. His wife to the one. And your mind changes. Your way of thinking life changes. Because you don't know what's going to happen.
The planning for 5 years.
Yes. That is, you don't have a backup plan.
You can see, sir, it's live streaming on YouTube, CMI YouTube.
So can you give the link to us?
Hello.
Then send the
link. Can you send a link
to me
on WhatsApp?
So once it starts, I will send it.
तो link भेजा ना, please help me. Send it so I can share it to sir.
And make a message. We are going to put no CMI monthly. You know how to do it.
वो तो करता है.
And then after capturing 1 or 2 photographs, then the lecture meeting has started.
Yes.
Coincidentally, Captain Basin lives next door. Yeah, the next wall. He only told me, I didn't know. But this is connected. Another day, then all about farming.
Listen to office is very nearby, so retail business park.
Actually, I could have called Satish here. I didn't know. You know what I mean? Is that?
Oh, yeah. Long trip for him.
Oh.
Is
it?
Yeah.
Just tell him. You're sitting there next to me. We have a very, very long association. I'm glad that finally this worked out. So the next lecture that I'll check with this one. I need a good speaker and because he's not available.
Okay. Sir, YouTube link भेजा.
वो अभी नहीं भेजेगा.
नहीं आप चेक कर सकते हैं आपका.
अच्छा check कर सकते हैं. Okay, great. Good show. So you're all ready?
1 hour we are doing that.
Good. Nice. Tell you the truth, when I saw your slide, I couldn't record much. I just thought I would leave it you to say. Discuss. Saying the content of this meeting is being sent to a third party. Hey, I wish I wanted some cup of tea here.
Right.
Yeah, forget it. I am not in a very. This place is not a safe zone to me. I can't walk around here and ask people. I think Captain Naik doesn't have to do anything and just take over and see more.
Sir, आपको वो मैसेज भेजा है. सर्वाधिक त्रास आहे. बस बस यार. Hello. 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 हा सर तुम्ही जॉईन झाला होता जॉईन होऊ शकता का नाही जरा जॉईन करा ना मला जरा हे म्हणजे साऊंड क्वालिटी चेक करायची तुमच्या एक मिनिट मी होल्ड करतो
Five fifteen, keep the volume off, the one which is on the.
Yes,
Now-
I can read you.
Okay. Good evening, Captain Anand, how do you read me?
Good evening, sir. Loud and clear, loud and clear. How do you read me?
Perfect, sir, thank you, sir.
Welcome. Bye.
All set, huh?
All set. Good evening, sir. How are you?
Good, good. All well, all well. Thanks.
What is it? What is it?
Ah.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, good evening to everyone. Sorry for the slight delay of 5 minutes, but once again, I'd like to welcome you all to today's CMI lecture on data analytics and maritime risk management by one of our eminent member, speaker, Captain Gaurav Chhabra. I don't want to go on, but I'd like to request you all to keep your audio muted, and I will request Captain Basin, our chairman, master, to say a few words.
Before I start, sir, he told us to keep our audio muted, not the mobile audio muted. So how will I give the opening remarks if I have to keep my audio muted? Anyway, first of all, sir, we are thanks to all. Our esteemed speaker, of course, Captain Gaurav Chhabra is here. Looking forward to hearing from you on a very pertinent subject. Same time, we are also very, very grateful to Captain Sanjay Prashar, sir, our CEO of VR Maritime, who has graciously given us the space and the arrangements and everything. And there's nobody, I think, in shipping who has not touched his social media channel or gone through the kindness he gives towards the seafarer. And so we are very grateful to Raju. So I will give a round of applause to both of them. The chairman sir is there, Captain Mohan Naik sir is there, Satykumar sir is there, lot of audience here and online. So I will welcome everyone. There are 23 participants online. I'm sure more will be joining. So we welcome all of you. We hope to have some good takeaway points from today's lecture meeting. As I said, it's a very pertinent subject and actually already being used in the maritime industry. But how more to take away from this, how much more to use in the industry, because that's the future. Already we are into this. So thank you.
2 minutes.
Yes, sir.
We just want to honor the speaker first. Sir, thank you so much. And we welcome you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, we would like to honor you also, sir. आप पहली बार आए, but the responsibility what you are having in CMI.
नहीं मेरा हो गया मेरे पास एक कैप भी है शॉल भी है
Sir, why here?
मैं पहले ले चुका
Thank you very much. Speaker sir, you also joined. Acha. Cap. Sir, jara idhar. Captain Mike.
Satykumar sir, please. सीएमआई में हमारे पहली बार आ रहे हैं सर, हमारे यहाँ और हर बार आते रहे। Very kind of you to come, sir.
Sir, jara.
नहीं बस मेरा तो हो चुका है
As CMI, sir, but we are busy.
मैंने फोटो के लिए ज्वाइन
but I have already taken the shawl in the cap before
Just a
and I'm not the first time here
सर एक स्नैप हो
Thank you, sir. I've taken it 2 minutes. Thank you. Thank you very much.
No, sir, since we are here, so Satykumar sir, what we do in the end, might as well we do now. Okay. So first of all, we would like to honor Captain Sanjay Prashar sir. Yes, you and our PMI
Camera will cover.
आइए सर आइए तो आपको दिखा दूं सर ये न्यू टाई वी हैव मेड नाउ व्हिच इज बिकम अ हिट टाई है कपलिंग एंड ऑल दैट इज द CMI पेमेंट एरिया दिस फॉर यू सर ध्यान नहीं रही अच्छा उस कैमरा वहां पे है
कैमरा ठीक है
ओके
आइए सर, सामने। Thank you, sir.
And now we would like to honor our esteemed speaker, sir. Please, sir. आइए।
राशन
चेयर पीछे कर।
मेरे ऑडियंस को भी बताइए सर क्या चल रहा है
थोड़ा सा पीछे जाना पड़ेगा
Please inform audience कि we have done this.
Thank you so much.
Just to tell everybody, we have just been facilitated by Captain Sanjay Prashar sir, our eminent speaker, the CMI team, with the hospitality in a Himachal style. We have been given a beautiful shawl and we have been given a Himachal cap. And all of us are feeling proud to wear it in your August present. CMI is also felicitated Captain Sanjay Prashar sir and Captain Gaurav Chhabra sir. Thank you so much. So now I think we can go ahead with us.
Thank you, Captain Sanjay Prashar, Captain Basin. So I would like to introduce Captain Gaurav Chhabra, Director Business Development, HiLo Maritime Risk Management. Captain Gaurav Chhabra is Master Mariner with 13 years of sailing experience. He's been working basically on tanker companies. He stepped ashore in 2010 and joined ARI Simulation in the leadership team and led the technical sales and business development for almost 12 years. With sound experience as project manager for marine and offshore simulation projects for several years, Captain Chhabra has been involved in technical product validation for marine and offshore products. Captain Chhabra now represents HiLo Maritime Risk Management as Director, Business Development. He leads the sales and business development activities for the organization. Now I'll request Captain Chhabra to take over today's lecture meeting. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Can you unmute the screen from there, please? And share the slide?
So next. Yeah.
Good evening to one and all. Thank you very much. First of all, CMMI, Captain Parashar, Captain Basid, Captain Nayak, Shashikmar. I really feel blessed and honored today to be in this august gathering. I have looked up to all these gentlemen over many years in my short career at Ashore. And some of my mentors, teachers, trainers, colleagues are online within India and globally. Good evening and pranam to all. So today's topic is a pertinent topic, as Captain Basid pointed out. It's data analytics and maritime risk management. So I don't want to do a death by slides, but we still have few slides to discuss, which will generate some amount of discussion, engagement, and interaction. So the chat box is open, so you can put your questions on the chat. So I'll start with a very basic general idea on how decisions can be improved. Normally, in a ship management office or a ship ownership office, we take safety decisions based on historical incidents. So if you see on the slide, there are 3 data sets which are listed here. One is the incident management report. The second is the audits and the inspection report. And third is the defects. Now, these data sets may sit with different departments within the same office or maybe staggered in different departments across offices. So what we have been doing historically is have a look at the incident report, look at the investigation and the analysis, and then reach to a leading indicator or the cause of an incident. So if we look at the top incident report, let's say we reach to a leading indicator called electric power failure, and because of that, we have an accident or an event, an unfortunate, undesired event or a top event called grounding. But having said that, there are risk attributes and leading events hidden inside the vetting and audit reports and also the defects and the breakdowns, which normally gets missed out because these data sets are lined with different departments and these departments may have different KPIs to meet. So let's say the vetting and audit report gives recommendations that the junior officer does not know how to do proper passage planning. And if there is an incident because of that, that may also lead to grounding. If there's a defect or a breakdown, that can have main engine defects and you can still have a grounding. So what this slide tells us is that if we have to make correct decisions, we should merge all data sets. First, look at a more holistic picture. Only then take decisions. So that means there has to be interdepartmental interaction, communication, discussions. Merge the data, understand the data, analyze it, process it, and then reach a conclusion where you can do proactive risk management. Now, what essentially we want to do? We want to basically look at data, digitize it first. So we believe in digitization of data. We believe in digitalization of processes. 2 different things. Digitization would mean that we move from paper to machine readable data. And digitalization would mean we use these technology solutions to improve our overall processes. So we want everyone to be e-enabled for every process, and the data is stored on the cloud or it is stored in servers so that machine, AI, even humans can read and analyze. Shipping data is very difficult to analyze because of the terminology. So the AI is also learning. I'll give you a very small example. If you write vessels, some would mean ships. It may also mean some container. Correct? From an AI point of view. So it's learning, it's getting refined. The more we use AI, the more we use modeling, the better the models become in due course. They learn, they keep learning. So the data what we receive, as we call it, it's unstructured raw data set, which comes from the offices and from the ships. It needs to be cleansed. There's a lot of noise inside, which is interference, targeted data. I am guilty of doing that when I was master, manipulating near misses, creating near misses. Correct? I would create a near miss by saying that, okay, somebody not wearing a helmet coming out of accommodation only for a minute to catch a breath of fresh air. That is not near miss. Near miss would be somebody not wearing a helmet working aloft, because then there is a risk of injury. So we have to remove that noise, understand the data. People need to analyze it, AI need to analyze it, process it, remove the noise, and then assign leading events, which is the cause of an accident or an incident. It has to be done that way, only then it is structured. Humanly, it may be impossible to analyze so much of data. Number of ships. The volume could be very high. So humanly, it may not be possible to take care of all the aspects. But the statistical models have become better, they've become smarter, and they have the ability to process all this in a more focused manner. So that's why we have a statistical model, the output of which can give you a risk profile, which is predictive in nature. So it's not the lagging indicators from the incidents which have happened, but it's more on the leading indicators and the predictive part of it. So we are giving you a foresight. We don't have a crystal ball. Nobody has a crystal ball. We can't say that this incident will happen again, but we at least know about probability and likelihood through these models, rather than guesstimating it ourselves, basis subjective experience, knowledge, and skill set. Because let's say if I have a experience with lifeboats, then if I become an HSEQ superintendent, every morning I wake up, I don't want my ship to have a lifeboat inside. Somebody may have an incident with fire. So his priorities are different. The experience, the sailing experience may differ. The skill may differ. The rank may differ in the office. So we should rely on data to make these decisions, rather than people should be enacting those decisions. The analysis should come automatically from the data which is received. And the analysis, like all models, are normally GIGO models, garbage in, garbage out. So if the data is not effectively collected, stored, digitized, analyzed, the output is not going to be direct. And once we have that, we need to draw insights. We need to draw insights like an encyclopedia, and then ensure that we utilize all this to improve our performance, the company performance. The company performance for a ship management institution would be TMSA performance, dry BMS performance for bulk carriers, OVMSA for offshore vessels, because that is what is driving revenues. That is what is driving top line. So if we can manage risk effectively, we can actually add to our top line by getting better charters, better time charters, managing our ships well. And if we avoid incidents through data analytics, then we are also adding to our bottom line by reducing incidents and accidents, so we don't have to do damage. That is how we would like to analyze data, and there has to be a lot of learning. So whatever data gets analyzed, it should also get shared within the industry, so that people can learn from others' incidents. They can learn from mitigating actions. They can learn from proactive decision making. All this can happen in an anonymous fashion without naming the company, rank, ship, etc. But at least the learnings are captured. We shy away from discussing and mitigating actions. We shy away from discussing innovative solutions, thinking that only we have found it, so we'll keep it to ourselves. We need to circulate that within the industry. So the portals are available, platforms are available to do that, and we should make efficient use of those platforms. Because if we don't use them, then they also cannot become better over a period of time. It has to be used. So one example, a case in point, which is very, very pertinent again in today's time, is dual fuel vessels. They are coming up. We have already worked with LNG as a fuel. Now hydrogen, ammonia, these vessels are coming up as well. One of the biggest issues is training. It's a chicken and egg story again. The ship is not there, the data is not there, how to create the training solution? If the training solution is not there, how to train people and send them on those ships? So again, it's about sharing information so that solutions can be built. So within our own system, we have looked at events which have happened and that have probabilities of leading to a fuel spill. So this is data from our system. And we see the current situation regarding use of traditional fuels and LNG. These are the numbers of events which are recorded already. 4,700 events have led to fuel leaks already. 360 events of fires have been reported. Spills have been reported. And one event resulted in a fatality. So these are already reported data to us properly through a system. And it is the trust of reporting this data because of the confidentiality which the platform maintains with the subscriber. Because this is sensitive data. Those three data buckets which we talked about, the incident, the vetting and audit data, and defects and breakdown is very, very sensitive and confidential data. But once we receive it, we formalize it, we normalize it, we process it to make sure that it is in a state where it can be shared for learning anonymously. Now, this is a global challenge. Now, if we look at the same figures applied to a global fleet, then one fuel spill or leak or LE occurs. Correct? One actual fuel spill occurs. Injury from spill occurs. Fatality from spill occurs. So all this is happening, and this can be extrapolated as well, provided you have enough data for the model to run. So data can be collected on monthly basis and analyzed on quarterly basis. On a real-time basis, you can draw insights from your data. Manually, people spend a lot of time to draw insights. So they keep drawing insights, they keep reading the data again and again, picking up important items, segregating them, and then trying to make their dashboards and graphs. So the portals and the platforms now have the capability to do it automatically. So companies can save time, money, and effort of their resources just to do the data analysis part. And they have more time on their hands to do decision making. That is the whole purpose of using technology and getting digitalized. And there are solutions to do that. And we urge all ship management companies to come forward and invest in such platforms so that any new technology, if more and more participants are there, the cost also comes down. Whether it's AR, whether it's VR, whether it's newer technologies, green rooms, data analytics platforms, risk management platforms, performance monitoring systems. They have become very popular now because it's a requirement. It's a pseudo requirement, let's put it that way. So what we feel is that the commercial departments in the company should consider this as a non-negotiable thing to invest on safety. And if anybody feels that safety is expensive, then let's try and accelerate it. That's what we tell our customers and prospects, that please, the cost of the platform which you are investing in will be recovered if you can avoid even one small incident. Because the damages could be, it could break a company. That's right. Slide. Okay. So these are the timelines when these things occur. So one fuel spill occurs every 9 seconds. One actual spill will occur every 27 seconds. One spill greater than 100 liters could occur every 6 hours. A secondary event occurs every 1.5 days. Injury occurs 1.5 days, and a fatality may occur every 3 months globally. So this is data speaking for itself. This is not engineered or manipulated. This is through a model. And these are valid for newer fuels. And that is why there is so much impetus on training, that we need to train our people to handle these dangerous fuels. Now, this is a slide which I want to leave people with. So this is one company which never invested in any kind of digital technologies. And if you see those greens on the left, these are their near misses. Okay. And if you see those blue lines, which are very less on the left-hand side, these were their safety observations, which were never reported. So they never reported because they never had a platform or a solution. And their near misses were very high. So they were kind of surviving every day, pushing along. And then they finally had a big incident. And as a corrective action, they employed a technology solution. Ultimately, the NCs and the observations and the CAR reports have to be done because it's a commercial requirement for the vessel to sail and get cargo. So they employed a technology solution. And now you see the blue lines coming up, which are the reported safety observations. So once you have a platform, the crew and the officers also want to report because the platform exists. The shore staff also is incentivizing crew to report, and the near misses have gone down. So understanding the importance of any data which gets handled is very important for the shipboard staff as well as for the shore staff. We have received data from masters for a laundry fire, which is just one line, laundry fire on ship. And we've received data from a master for the same laundry fire of 2 pages. That inconsistency has to be dealt with. There has to be means, there has to be a standard for data reporting. The crew has to be trained on what they are reporting because the AI, it's not people. Another 2-3 years, people won't be reading data. Machines will be reading data. So there are the elements in which you report data has to be standardized so that the machine can pick it up, analyze. Gone are the days of recording in a PDF or a Word doc, signing it, scanning it, sending it back. Because that is not readable by the machine. The signatures are not readable, ship names are not readable, call signs are not readable, positions are not readable because it's handwritten. So now that's why most companies have ERP solutions, enterprise resource planning solutions. They have fixed forms in which the data gets reported. It goes into the platform. I would leave the floor open for anyone here to have any questions and also to the online audience if they want to ask any questions through the chat. And I would love to answer. Thank you very much. HiLo stands for high impact, low frequency accidents. So these are those rare events, black swan events, just like the Kali. They occur very rarely, but once they occur, the impact is huge. So we call them the top event or the undesired event. Let's call it a collision or a grounding or an accident, any accident. That is what HiLo is. HiLo. We call it HiLo, and that's also our company name. HiLo Maritime Risk.
So one question, when your slide you were showing,
So
there were 360 incident of over 100 liter spillage. Then you said there were 4,700 even led to the fuel spill or a leakage. Now this spill or a leakage was contained on board or it was overboard? That is was
good question, sir. Some of it was contained on board. Unfortunately, some went overboard.
some went overboard.
And it is the one which went overboard which were catastrophic during bunkering. Mainly incidents happened during bunkering.
Because that's a very eye-catching when you say every 9 seconds there is a spill. So that has to be something which is within on board.
On board. Most of it is on board.
Most of it has to be on board.
But then these are the ones which are leading events. They will become the big spills.
They are like a near miss
They are like a near miss.
for the overboard spill.
Absolutely.
The same way, same question. Is there any specific period for this data?
This is 1 year data, last 1 year data.
Last one minute.
So
We are talking about near misses. Most of the seafarers, they have a near miss plan. You know, you have to send 3 at least.
I spoke about it, that we are all guilty of doing that, manipulating our near misses for that $50 or $100, correct? We need to stop doing that, sir, at some point.
In fact, most of the companies have now stopped giving any incentives or reporting near miss. It was like a rule. If you report more near miss is something, nothing is lost, but it is a learning process. And that way, and you also showed some LTI, lost time incident. So many of LTIs can lead to a death fatality. That knowledge sharing is more important.
Absolutely. Spot on, sir.
Sir, can we go back to the slide, the last one?
100%.
So that is the main thing actually. Possible? But I have two questions, but.
Have it shared now? Yeah. Full screen, please.
The second last slide. Yeah, this is one.
Yeah.
But I like the heading. It says the impact of technology. That's what we are all here for. But थोड़ा मुझे understanding चाहिए. Just well, maybe for the audience. Sorry, I asked many questions.
So if you look at the green lines on the left,
The green you told me is the near miss,
is the near miss which were happening more frequently.
but not reported. Also, you said
They were happening, but not reported.
not reported.
But they were happening. But
Yes.
when we did the investigation, these all happened. Because we asked them, why are you not reporting? Because they don't have a system. So these were there.
So you found out data and then you have put this number.
We
Then
have
I was saying when you are saying near misses but not reported, then all the data.
We had to put forward the data.
So my first question is answered. What are the brown and yellow? I mean, because I can't make out
Yeah,
the
so the
meaning
brown
of that.
ones are fire and explosions.
RWC.
So RWC is some incident, small incident. That's kind of this is their own terminology.
If I want as a company, I want some benefit. How will I drive benefits
So
of this slide?
we will utilize your terminology of unsafe act, unsafe events, whatever you use, near misses or non-conformities or observations. We will make a graph for you basis your number of events and the terminology used.
So the data has to come from the ship and the company.
From the
Then you will analyze and give us the way forward.
Absolutely. It has to be company specific. So we have risk platform for each company. It has to be company and fleet specific, and it has to be aligned to your data terminology. Some people use unsafe acts, some people use unsafe events. The terminology differ. Your near miss may not be same as his near miss. That also differs. So we have to align it to a particular organization. In fact, we've gone a step ahead. We've aligned it to particular DOC. Because some companies may have multiple DOCs.
That's
Different
normal.
owners.
The ship payment company is always multiple.
Multiple DOCs. So multiple DOCs, multiple owners, different terminologies. So we have a parent company and we have child relationship. So one parent company and then multiple DOCs below it, all different terminologies. We cater to risk analysis for individual DOCs. It has to be done that way. It has to be bespoke and customized. Otherwise, it's not effective.
So the feedback to the company or the vessel goes monthly, quarterly.
So the data gets collected monthly from the shore side. We do not venture to the ship side, sir, because anything that goes on the ship side there needs to be class approved. If you are posting something on the ship, so we take it from the shore
Company.
and we give it back to the company, mainly to the HSCQ and the vetting department. So the DPA becomes our prime interaction point and the vetting superior.
My question was about the spill.
Sorry.
Fatality in the spill.
Correct.
So this fatality mainly due to the fossil fuels, or there were some new fuels which are coming out?
So this fatality was due to LNG leaks
I mean,
while bunkering. That was the fatality. It's happening.
You mean to say all the 360, 4700, they're all
Not all
not
Not all accounts. So, and these were extrapolated figures because these were risk model figures that this fatality can happen if we don't train and we don't do proactive risk management. That's what we mean. That you find the leading events and plug the holes before it becomes an event. So you have to see your risk profile and manage your safety campaigns aligned to the risk profile, not ad hoc. Like I said, I would always do a safety campaign for lifeboat because when I was sailing, I've seen a lifeboat incident. So every morning I wake up, I should do a lifeboat campaign. But that may not be my risk. My risk could be fire in the engine. So the data should talk to me and tell me that today's safety campaigns or hard hat campaign or safety issues campaign or lifeboat campaign should be aligned to the risk. So that's what the platform gives us.
So how will the company use it? Now, this is something, there should be a software
There is a software, sir.
where the company will give the data and the software will give some
Output.
result back.
Yes.
Then how do we go next step?
So next step is we will give you the contributing factors and the trends, and we will give you the possible mitigating actions.
Action.
But then we leave it to you because you are running your organization, you have your resources, you have your budgets, you have your vendors, and we leave that to take action. So we are the red flag raise platform. I can go into more details, sir, but I wouldn't want to use this platform to do a sales pitch. But one-to-one, if anyone is interested to know more about the platform and how it works, I would be glad to give a presentation at the office or wherever it is. The idea here was to do learnings from data analytics, and my core domain is sales. So I'm inclined to do sales with your questions, but I would refrain from doing it on this platform.
Gaurav, there's one question that is popped up.
For the chat also we have to see, sorry.
So I'll just read out the question. How often is the data collected and how long does it take to generate a report in HiLo? That is now one part of the question. How do you eliminate, manipulate near misses? How can you validate manipulated data? Next, that is one more.
Sure.
How do you measure tangible benefits of using such a plan?
So I'll answer question one by one. Thank you, Captain Sandeep, for your question.
Sandeep, yeah.
How often is the data collected? It's collected every month, once a month. It could be a drag and drop onto our portal, or it could be an API connection between your current ERP systems and our system, or it could be a downloadable from your system and then drag and drop to our. Either ways, but it's once a month. The analysis are given once every quarter, because we need to have that much data volume to present an analysis. The second question is, how do you eliminate manipulated near miss? We have a marine team of 7 people, all mariners. They read through all the incidents after the AI has done its bit. And because they have sailed, they understand a manipulated near miss and an actual near miss. A few days back, we received a near miss that somebody trying to light a cigarette with the toaster in the lounge. So we know it's a manipulated near miss. It's not going to happen. First of all, it's not a non-smoking room, so it cannot happen. So we read through and we discard that data set, which we call as noise. How do you measure the tangible benefits? Once you have the risk profile and you take actions, preempted actions, proactive actions, you will realize that the next set of data which is reported does not include the previous set. So let's say you were having ECDIS observations again and again and again, and you did some training, type-specific ECDIS training. The next month, that data has not come to us. That means the audit finding got cleared. Now, the officers know how to operate the ECDIS. So there was a campaign, 0 to 6 months, short campaign where all junior officers and senior officers were done type-specific ECDIS training. Let's take an example. So then we will not receive that data set, and then you know that your risk has gone down. So you can measure your risk. You can see how your risk and leading events are moving across various quarters. It's a stock market view on our platform. That's how you can measure the tangible benefits, and you will avoid accidents. So zero harm. If you maintain zero harm, that means you have taken the campaign. The company has taken the campaign seriously. The crew has taken the campaign seriously, and you have no accidents. That is how the benefits are. And you can utilize these portal as objective evidence when you are submitting your TMSA assessments and dry BMS and right shifts, because that includes risk elimination, digitization, benchmarking. It's all there in the elements. So you can utilize the platform as objective evidence, and you get checkboxes and higher TMS systems. That's the commercial benefit, the top line benefit.
Yeah, Captain Barwe is also there today.
Captain Barwe, namaskar. Good evening, sir. Glad to have you, sir. Honored.
So they are again.
It's a rare occasion. Yeah, it's a rare
Yes, sir, it's a very nice for Captain Gaurav to come online and bless us all. Thank you so much, sir.
Sir, voice. Sir, unmute, sir.
Sir, you are mute.
Can you unmute?
Thank you very much.
So you pointed out the weeding out after the AI, the manual weeding out after the AI.
That's right. We have to do this.
It's okay after the AI, or shouldn't it be, or it becomes tremendous before the AI?
So the volume is so much.
Yes.
That we first need to do an AI. So that it can at least, eliminate the basic ones which it has learned.
So that means the AI has reached that level where it can also weed out the, the built up near misses.
It can. It can.
It can.
With more now we have data of 3,000 ships
Yes.
coming month on month. So the AI has also learned.
So the more data inputs makes it more intelligent.
Makes it more intelligent. AI learns from more data.
Captain Mahesh Yadav, sir. So you are mute.
Yes, very nice evening to you. That's all I can say, nothing more right now. Thank you.
Thank you for joining in.
So we were expecting some tough questions from you.
No, this is not my forte.
I've handled those tough questions during the training times as well. During my simulation days, I've handled those tough questions.
When I see Captain P.K. Mittal is there from Delhi.
Yeah, my teacher, sir.
Yes, yes. Captain Serene is also there.
Basanta is there, he's been also asking some questions.
Any questions, gentlemen, please feel free.
Mittal sir, mute hai aap.
Captain Mittal,
Captain Mittal, you are mute.
Yes, Captain Chhabra, I had a small question. This assessment for risk, can it be also applicable on maritime training? Can you just elaborate a little bit on it?
Sir, if again, it's a matter of seeing and analyzing the data you currently have for maritime training. And if we have the valid fields in which the data is stored, then yes, we can bring about an analysis of where, hypothetical case, let's say, of where the training is lacking or where the training is required. And under different sections, how you want to see the dashboards of training. How much training has been done, what are the gaps, all those dashboards can be created, provided the data is available in the correct fields and stored correctly. So if it's there in Excel, it becomes very easy to analyze any kind of data. But if it's in PDFs and scanned and written copies, becomes all the more challenging. Although AI is now learning to read through PDFs as well. It can read through signatures. It can read through, it can convert handwritten notes. We can pick up data from there also. But it's 70 to 80% accurate right now, not 100%. Excel's 100% accuracy is there.
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Actually, now this subject data analytics, AI, they are actually new to shipping. Or I'm not saying they are old timers, we are already adapted to the digitalization. And it will take some time for us to register to it. How do we really use it?
Actually, out of, from the technical management companies, with having less than 5 ships or 10 ships, they hardly use data analysis, what I've seen. And I think, less than 5 ships companies, there are more than 10,000 in the world. How do you know? Less than 5, when I say maybe one, person does not have one, DOC orders. So I was going through the data of requests by seeing, more than 100 ships, how many companies, this is DOC. As far as Indian crew management companies are concerned, there are 565 in India, which is RKSL holders. About 80 have computer-based programs, and out of 565. So 475, you can say, or 480 do not have computer-based programs, so no data analysis. And I think data analysis now is probably, by 2027, if you're not doing, you don't get business. My understanding is that. So from today's, the biggest learning lesson for me is, he's been talking about DPA and all that. I think how many in the human resource, actually we are only focusing on the technical managers sitting in Hong Kong and all that, because they do proper data analysis, because they have to focus onto their right ships and they will focus on vetting. Whereas a person who's supplying crew, how much data accuracy he has for his certificates, how much data accuracy he has for his RPS audits, how many dismissals on board, for what reasons, what corrective measures taken, briefing effectiveness, appraisal, scoreboards and all that. Actually, 90% of the time, we are not having data analysis in the coding, you know. And whatever we are uploading here is all PDF and, you know, so digital and all that is missing. So the biggest learning lesson for me is, I was thinking, you know, after we finish this session, probably I want to have a session with him and see how in VR Maritime Services, we can actually, whatever data we have, I would really go for some analysis, especially on the dismissals, completion of contracts, people doing long services, people getting promotions, freshers getting jobs, you know, and how many people leaving, why they are leaving. So I think that data analysis, probably no coding company is using this kind of a HILO, you know. मैंने तो सोचा पहले ILO है, उसकी कोई ब्रांच है। मैं तो बड़ा खुश हो गया इंटरनेशनल लेवा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में। That is how I said. Thank you so much. We'll probably use it, and I am myself very happy about this particular program. Thank you so much. A big round of applause for you, sir. Thank you.
Sir, data analytics, actually, many companies which have got considerable number of ships already doing it. Taking the data on sitting ashore, they are getting all the data. They are doing all, it's not the monitoring. They are just checking and doing in their own time performance of the generator, performance of the engine, the running hour, and then telling the ship, okay, this is coming near the borderline, or this. So already that has started doing.
So for that's what I'm saying on board. I'm just giving one example.
But Queen में थोड़ा अभी
I did a meeting with 14 doctors and I wanted to know how many pre-employment medical examinations failed, how much percentage failed. So finally we had to dig out the data and 8% failed in VRM. The highest is kidney stone. How much percentage passed during the second examination? So I mean to say this data analysis we are doing on Excel, we are too primitive, but we would need an expert. And you know, the cost has to be right, but this is job of experts and computer must read the data. वो आपने ठीक लाइन बोली कि वो मशीन में डाटा पढ़ना है। हम लोग यहाँ पर क्या वो भाई किताब लेकर ना वो ह्यूमनली लाला जगत राम की सराय वाला काम कर रहे हैं, वो अभी चलेगा नहीं लाल किताब ना। पहले भगवान देता था, अब भगवान देता है। Something like that. Thank you so much, sir. Anything else or probably concluding remarks?
Any questions? Gentlemen?
From the audience, any questions?
Anything from the audience as we close?
Any further questions, sir?
Captain Shashank, Captain Jawhari.
Oh, Captain Shashank is there. Very good.
So feel free to reach out to us at HiLoMRM.com. That's our website. We'll be able to share more information.
So that the screen now, your company's details, so people can click photos. It's more easier. Right?
Captain Yankee.
Oh, Captain Yankee Sharma, sir. You'll be having some details of your company.
Website.
Oh, it was you can always give your company details for the people to reach out to you.
Yeah, I want to put a URL down. www. This is screen share garden. HiLo. www.HiLo HiLo.com. It's not under maintenance. Yeah. For screen share.
I think Gaurav, it's been more than a year. I've been trying to get you on board.
So that's the website, gentlemen, HiLoMRM.com. It's purely, our work is to improve profitability and performance for ship management companies and other companies as well with HiLo's accurate risk profiling. That is our core business. We do risk profiling so that companies can take proactive actions and avoid incidents. And meanwhile, once they manage their data well, they can improve their performance of TMSA, dry BMS, right ship, which is a commercial implication because every product needs to justify its commercial value for the company. So the bottom line is avoiding accident, the top line is boosting performance. So there are a lot of sections here. You can book a demo from here. You can reach out to me directly at gchabra@hilomrm.com, or you can reach out through the website and we will arrange a one-to-one demo. And we can talk more about the model, black box, how predictive modeling happens, what is the math behind it, why it is so accurate. It's about 90% accurate, which is vetted by universities in London. So why it is so accurate and what are the benefits? So we can discuss that in detail. Thank you very much for your time, gentlemen and ladies. Any questions, please feel free to reach out. Thank you.
So, give a vote of thanks here today. Captain Basil, Master Chairman of CMI, Captain Sanjay Prasad, CMI office bearers, respected wardens, senior members of CMI, distinguished guests, members of the shipping fraternity and all the participants. It's my privilege to propose the vote of thanks. First and foremost, would like to extend the gratitude to Captain Gaurav Chhabra for delivering an excellent and insightful presentation today. Data analytics and maritime risk management. Thank you, Gaurav. I also like to express our deep appreciation to Captain Sanjay Prasad for graciously hosting us at today's venue. A special thanks to the media. Also like to acknowledge Sudhir Palkar and Mr. Kumar for the backing support. Lastly, to all the participants, your presence and engagement made today's lecture meaningful and successful. We deeply appreciate your time and contribution. Thank you.